Guys, so it's race day. Joe went all over Dallas today trying to find some coils and some wires. So they don't exactly match up, but they're the right ones. They just have different brackets. So we're gonna switch out the coils and the wires. Did you put new plugs in too?
I will be, yeah.
He's gonna put in some new plugs. And there's no test passes today though, so it's right off the trailer. But we got plenty of data last night, according to Mr. Joe. And Joe, what's the plan? Just send it?
Go fast!
Just go fast. So we're gonna get these switched out, and then there's a cruise at 6, which will take you guys on. We got to go to Summit today, which was really cool.
How do those look?
It's this cylinder, for sure. That's what it was. The cylinder always looks like shit. I don't think it's the plug wire, because I've swapped, like I've moved these plug wires a bajillion times. So either that cylinder's hurt, or it's not going to spark.
have loved to film more of the races and the actual event, but really I was there for Joseph. I was trying to help him make sure he had everything he needed and help him in any way that I possibly could. And then it was just kind of a bonus to be able to film some of the races while we were up there. But Joseph did really good. We should have won Outlaw Street, but I know you guys think the wheelies look cool. They make for cool photos. They make for cool videos. But unfortunately, if you're wheeling, you're not going fast. And that's what the kind of the balance of having too much power and trying to get the car to hook and stay on the ground. Because when he was doing a wheelie, what was happening is he was over boosting the system, and he was over boosting by so much. Usually what the car will do, it'll revert back to wastegate pressure, which my car will do that as well. But within the Holley EFI system, if it goes to a certain overboost level, it will actually hit ignition cut, and it will cut the ignition timing. So he just has no power at that point. So unfortunately, in the first round, Outlaw Street, that's what happened. He pulled the wheels, it overboosted, and it cut the ignition timing, so he couldn't win that race. But he was way out in front of that car, and just unfortunately, that's how the cards worked. So we knew that we had to get the car from A to B, but he also needed more power in the small tire class, because the small tire class is guys that are like easily over 2,000 wheel horsepower. Some of those cars even were making like 3,500 to 4,000 horsepower on kill mode is what I heard. So you've got cars with like twin Pro Mod 98s, big block motors. I mean, it's way different level when you do small tire stuff. Really, Joseph's car is built for Outlaw Street. It's not really a small tire car. However, because he's so good typically at getting down the track, cutting the tree, that he can sometimes go rounds in small tire, which is always fun to watch. He's just kind of outnumbered in the small tire class, as his car is really an Outlaw Street car. Those cars in small tire are also a lot lighter as well. They've got a lot more power, so it's really cool to watch him compete in small tire and actually go rounds. He's won a few small tire classes actually. It just happened to be that we had wheelies trouble all weekend, which, like I said, you guys think it looks cool. Of course it looks cool. Who doesn't want to see a wheelie? But when the wheelie is detrimental to you winning the race, it's not good. We even added more weight to the front of the car. We kept the hood on the car, which is like another 20 pounds. And inside the front bumper, there's a spot that Joseph can add weight. And he added more weight there. We tightened the suspension. I mean, we did everything we could to keep that front end down, and it just did not want to stay down. That track was on kill Saturday night. Friday night, the track wasn't as good, but Saturday night came around for the actual event, and that track was on kill. It was super sticky. So, unfortunately, that's how the cards played. But that's part of racing. You can't just always have the most horsepower. You can't just be the best at cutting a tree. You just can't be the best at 60 footing. Like, there's so much more that goes into it than just power or just driver. It's all of the above. And you need the suspension. You need the car to stay down. And that's, you know, who wins the race. So it was pretty cool. At least he got to get to the semifinals of the small tire class. One really cool thing that I'd like to point out, and I put it in a text box at the bottom of the video, was Joseph was the only guy, one of I think 16 or 15 cars in small tire, that was actually driving to the lanes, and then on the return road after you'd go down the track, he drove it back to the trailer. Everyone else had to be pushed by a golf cart or pushed by a smart car. And the reason for that is because typically those cars don't have alternators, so they don't have the means to be just driving those cars around, which means they're race cars. So everyone always kind of fights the race car, street car thing, but to me, like, a car that cannot be driven to the lanes and back to the trailer on its own power is typically a race car. Obviously, there's a huge argument about it. It's probably one of the biggest arguments in the car industry, but that is what it is. So thank you guys so much for watching that video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Hopefully you guys enjoy the racing videos. Huge shout out to Joseph, as he did really well this weekend. He made it to the semis. Unfortunately, we were one race away from making it to the finals, but if we made it to the finals, we would have been a little outgunned. He would have raced a big block Camaro with the twin Pro Mod 98 turbos. That's a true small tire car right there for you. So it was a really awesome weekend. Huge shout out to Kennedy for coming out. She's got some really cool photos coming out. If you guys want to follow us on Facebook and on Instagram at Vanvorst Media, and follow Kennedy at Kennedy McCall on Instagram. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that notification bell. I will see you guys on the next video, which I will actually be releasing what that is for the Mustang. See you guys on the next one.